ready whenever you are, mate.
Okay, lads, let's get podded. All right, we've got a new podcaster joining us today. He's on the register, but we don't judge. We have a new member, as I say, guys and girls. His name's Fraser. He's a regular on the site. So, without further ado, let's introduce Fraser. Welcome, Fraser. How are you?
No, boys, you're right.
I'm
You
good.
yeah,
good, mate.
Yeah.
All right, Fraser. Let us know. To start off with, let us know your impressions on the season so far. Your thoughts on the squad, the depth, the variety, and what you think of the manager and the tactics. All yours, son.
Yeah, so the season so far, it obviously started all right, didn't it? But we could all see we were riding our luck a lot, weren't we, at the beginning? I don't know if that's what you guys thought as well, but
Yeah,
Definitely.
literally just riding our luck and just until it all ran out, basically, wasn't it? The tactics, as far as I'm concerned, are absolutely dreadful for how Liverpool's set up originally from the Klopp days, you know?
Yeah.
We're built to press, aren't we? High tempo. We're just none of that. It's turgid, isn't it? You know. And then suddenly we get found out, don't we? That all you have to do is just go down the wings, and game over, isn't it? As far as we're concerned, is that what you boys think?
Very much.
We have been for the last few weeks, yeah, for sure. I mean, what do you think of the squad? What do you think of the depth? What do you think of the purchases in the summer? What do you think of Slot?
And how much do you love Gakpo on a scale of 1 to 10?
On a scale of 0 to 1.
Well, I work in minuses with Gakpo, so you know what I mean. He has little flashes, doesn't he? But to me, he doesn't work like a Diaz does. He don't work like think of a Mane. If we had a Mane in this team, it changes changes us completely, doesn't it? As a footballing team, you've got an outlet. If they went for Semenyo, which obviously it sounds like we're not now, but he would change his team. We've got no pace, have we?
I said that. I think I mentioned that to Tristan the other day. That I think one world-class player, attacking wide player, would change the complexion of this team. Tristan doesn't agree because he thinks that the tactics won't allow that to happen. But I think, as you say, we get a primo Mane in there. I think it can, and that's on the back of this. I know it's a hot topic on the site, and it backs up my point because it's such a weak league. I think one player would change the dynamic of the season. I don't know what you think, Billy.
For the team, isn't it? Like yesterday in the second half, did we have an outlet? We didn't. Suddenly Kirkes reverted back to what he's been doing all season. It's just running around like a headless chicken. You got Wirtz trying to do little flicks that no one's reading because everyone's in different positions that they didn't start off at the start of the game. Jones
all too slow for me. I must admit, it's all too slow for me. Liverpool in the midfield, once the midfield get it, it's all small touches. There's no one bombing on, no forward that bombs on. Even at Ekatike, if you give him the ball, he'll do something with it. But he doesn't get the ball from the midfield because the midfield are too busy passing it to one another. Forward, then backward, then sideways, then backward. And it's just not good enough for a Liverpool side. It's not a club team. It's not a Liverpool team.
To be
And
fair,
that, to me, is down to the manager, personally.
to be fair, McAllister does try to bomb forward, but he's just so fucking slow. It takes him a week, and it's all over by the time he gets anywhere near it.
Everything looks slow, Tris. It just really looks slow all the time.
There's no urgency.
Yeah.
Zero urgency. Super predictable. And I know we're going to talk about the match in a minute. We gave a team that has got 2 points in 16 games or 18 games a chance of a draw at Anfield. That is not good enough. I mean,
we gave Steve a beat, didn't we? We come out the second half. A Klopp team would have just grabbed them by the throat and just bombed at them constantly. put them under so much pressure that they would have bottled it. They'd started to bottle it at the end of the first half.
Fraser and Klopp's team would have won it in the first half.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was even in the second half, you just come out and you just terrorise them. We didn't. We just sat back, invited them, and then suddenly the defence looked shocking.
Let's go back to Fraser. Let's go back to the question about the because we're going to get to the game in a minute. Let's go back to the transfer business. In your opinion, what you thought of it in the summer?
I thought it was good. I thought Kirkez is a good signing if we play him to what he should be played. What he'd done at Bournemouth. We've not played him like that yet. He's not bombing on. The last couple of games he's probably been bombing on when he's been playing with Wirtz. They look like they've got a bit of an understanding. Gakpo won't pass to him. I don't know what that's all about. But genuinely, the Ekitike signing, I really like. You know, I see a lot in him that you could play with. Isaac, we probably could have done with defenders before we even thought about buying someone for that sort of money.
Tristan, you don't like the sound of that?
But it depends how you play Isaac.
I just think
space.
We've not once played like he plays at Newcastle, have we? Does he look like the player that we bought? He doesn't.
But Newcastle got the ball to him quickly.
Early. Exactly.
That's
We're
the
too
thing.
Slow.
As soon as you get the ball, it should go straight to him, but we don't. We don't do anything with it. We pass it around at the back for 10 minutes.
Yeah. There was a brilliant example yesterday. The furthest guy forward was Kirkez. He received it in the 18-yard box, then passed it all the way back to Van Dijk. That just says it all to me. First of all, you've got your left back, the furthest person forward, and then he passes it all the way back again.
We get the ball to the forward the day after the game's finished. It's crazy. It's absolute insanity, these tactics. All right, lads, let's talk about the game. Tristan, do you want to have a go at the game?
Well, there's a few things that I want to say, but there was just one thing I just think has to be pointed. There's two things actually has to be pointed out. First off, we looked a lot better. Wirtz had a free roll, got on the ball, made things happen, and he was making us tick. He looked really good. The other players were working off him, and that was looking really good. Kirkez and Frimpong were just bombing on, and we were really good. Not good, really good, but we looked a lot better, I should say. Not really good, but
that doesn't mean
a lot
much.
better. Yeah, but you've got to take small steps because there's lack of confidence there, clearly. And, there are issues with the team, like. So you got to make small steps forward, and you could see progress being made. It looked like the side actually understood what they were meant to be doing. They were building through, getting the ball to Wirtz and taking it from there, letting him create stuff. And it was a much improved performance. Then the second half, what does he do? Sticks Wirtz, stay on the left. Just kept him. He was locked to the touchline and for 45 minutes and had no effect on the game because what's he going to do from there? He needs to be free to roam where he can get on the ball and do what he wants to do. There's no point having him there. And Kirkez and Frimpong were barely allowed to get forward. Of course, that's just inviting Wolves on because we got nobody attacking them. We got nothing. We had absolutely nothing in the second half. But the other thing I wanted to say is, Canate, what the does he think he's doing? Telling the crowd to trying to psych the crowd up. Not being funny, you prick. You might want to try trying first and playing some decent football before you start complaining about the crowd not being loud enough. Perhaps if you played better, they'd be getting behind you more. It really pissed me off. That
would have helped, wouldn't it?
Yeah, instead of throwing yourself down, nobody touched you, you lying twat. Just get up. It does my head in.
I think it's going throughout the team, this play acting. Ekitike did it yesterday as well.
Oh, yeah.
That was embarrassing.
Oh. Yeah, he didn't touch. It was like a touch like that. And he's...
Canate's doing it. McAllister's doing it. Ekitike's doing it. It's not the Liverpool way. I don't know what's happened. The whole ethos seems to be eroded of this, of the Klopp ethos. the Dalglish ethos.
It's a mentality thing. They're too busy looking for help from the referee rather than just going and taking the game on.
Yeah.
You know
It
what I
doesn't
mean?
look like a Liverpool side to me.
Mm.
You know, what I think of a Liverpool side, that doesn't resemble it one little bit. Especially been spoilt a bit by Klopp over the last few years before Slot come. And, that side was a bomber on. No one had a minute's peace with them. And this is just slow, boring, turgid football. And you wonder why the crowd can't get up for it. And it's what they're doing with the ball. It's just putting the crowd off.
Billy, what's the
Sleep.
you're the best man to ask this question. What's the opinions and the temperature like on Merseyside with regards to the football that we're playing?
Do you know what? Most of my mates are Liverpudlians, and they all think it's terrible to watch.
Are they
Yeah.
are they okay with it though? Are they think to some trying to
No, they
transition?
hate
Or are they
it.
My
They
ma
hate it.
wants, my
They
ma
really
and all that,
do.
and all my uncles and all that just want him out. Slot out.
really?
Well, they've been like it for a long
Yeah.
time as well. Before the bad run, they'd had enough. My mum, but when they came over here, she was already saying she wanted Slot out. And she'd be, that was before we hit the bad run, because obviously we hit the bad run while they were here, because she's obviously a jinx.
We hit the bad run last season, at the end of last season.
Yeah,
you
we
did.
had another one. It was,
Season were dreadful, weren't they?
Yeah.
And everyone just said, "Oh, it's because we've already won. What's the point in trying?" Well, sorry, but the tactics then were shocking. You could see it slow. It keeps saying that he wants to dominate games. You tell me of a game that we've dominated using these tactics. Not one.
No. Agreed.
It's
We have,
slow.
you
It's
don't
terrible.
dominate with slow football. You might have more possession, but it's not dominating the ball because nothing's happening. You're not creating chances. That's dominating it. It's scoring, it's absolutely hammering teams into the ground.
Yeah, you're putting them into submission. You're not just passing it left, right. It's infuriating. To most of the time that I'm not watching, I'm on the phone texting you lot, then watching the game.
That's more interesting.
And we're all.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, I've got to admit, I'm really struggling. I have to watch it, watching it a second time for the thing, and I find that I've suddenly realized, shit, I've forgotten to put it on. I'm doing editing instead or something, and suddenly realized, shit, I forgot I was watching it a second time to go all the way back to where I was.
That's because you can edit for 15 minutes and nothing's happened.
Yeah,
you're not missing anything.
Exactly. You just don't notice, and you have to go back just in case something did happen, though. It's like, no.
And I know we're all harking back to the Klopp era where something happened every 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute, every 2 minutes, something happened. You couldn't keep your eyes off I would never be on my phone watching a Klopp team. But this team, you could be on your phone all half and you've not missed anything. And you're guaranteed to go in 0-0 or 1-0 down or something.
Yeah, it isn't exciting.
But this is not something new, This comes on from last season. And I'm going to say it again. Liverpool won the worst Premiership there's been last year.
I think
the standard was poor. The standard was poor. Yeah, I thought the standard was poor. City were poor. Arsenal bottled it again. Liverpool won it easy, and they weren't great. Even last year, they weren't great. They won it at a canter. Let's not get that wrong. They won it, but I thought the standard was poor, and I thought Liverpool were poor at times, especially when they'd won it. You might say, yeah, they took the foot off the gas, but they were still playing poorly and not good to watch.
Billy, those were an anomaly. That season where I think City and Liverpool got 103 out of 105 points, or whatever it was. Yeah. That's crazy standards. They're anomalies. It happened twice, I think, right? I'm pretty sure.
Teams were just egging each other on, weren't they? They had something to go. But they were very fit teams. Are we fit now?
Yeah, no, not at all. But do you not think the worst Premier League season was the Leicester win season?
Just because Leicester won?
No, because the rest of the teams was just abysmal that season. That's why Leicester won so easily.
I don't think we can take anything away from that Leicester win, take the shine off it. I just think they were another anomaly.
No, I'm just saying there's another, there's been a few. It's not like this is an anomaly having a really bad Premier League season. There's quite a few where every team just seems to just have a disaster.
I think last season, speaking to your point, Billy, last season, I thought we were good. The football was good. It wasn't what it is this season. I would say that the standard of the league is poorer this season than it was last season.
Right, yeah. Well, I thought it started last season, and it hasn't got any better for me.
It's been dropping.
Just for me, though.
It's been dropping for me.
What's the reasons behind that?
Is there other teams getting stronger, do you think? Playing better football? Even the teams who you wouldn't expect to come, like your Villas and that, are they playing better than what we do?
Because even their fans are moaning about how bad their team's playing, but they're picking up results a lot of the time. I mean, they were not the better side at the weekend, or when
second half they were good. First half they were
against
Chelsea, yeah.
And they weren't that good in the second half, really.
Yeah, but they were the away team as well. They're not expected to go to Chelsea.
No, but what I'm saying is they're picking up results without playing particularly well, and that seems to be the way it's going this season.
Yeah, Arsenal
and last season in the Premier League. Teams, it's not that it's getting the lower teams are getting better. It's that everyone's playing worse football. The football's so bad at the moment. Every team just seems to be playing for corners and diving and time wasting and
throw-ins. Fucking terrible.
Well, maybe do you think Pep's taking his foot off the gas? Is that a reason? Is he disinterested? Because he should be walking this league.
He's looking to retire, isn't he? So
I'd take him. I would take him as Liverpool manager tomorrow.
Would you?
Yeah, I think he's evidently he's probably the most successful coach in history.
Yeah, he'll be retiring. I think he'll be taking a break anyway. Sorry, Fraser, what's it?
No, I totally agree with the beat there. He's brilliant, isn't he? You know what I mean? And the players respect him. If he goes mental on the side of the pitch, the team ups it. You see, does Slot ever do that? Do you ever see, like when Ekitike went down yesterday and when he got back up, Klopp would have gone nuts at him, wouldn't he? And he would never do it again. Slot just sat there. That's another thing I don't like with Slot. There's no encouragement. There's no
passion. There's no passion.
What I don't like is the way he doesn't take change the players that are struggling. Konate's been awful from the start of the season. He's not changed. He's not improved. He's been terrible every match. There may be one match. I can't think of one, but off the top of my head, but I'm sure there must be at least one game where he's had a decent game.
Real played on
Real Madrid, yeah.
Everybody
but
played well at Real.
He's looking to get a contract there, so it's the one time he's bothered to turn up rather than the rest.
The team that might pay his wages next year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, so he's turned up one game then this season. Is all we can think of between us. And yet he's still in the team. Klopp wouldn't have stood for that. He'd have either put a kid from the youth team in there, or he'd have, shifted somebody else. He'd have put Endo in there, whatever it'd have taken. And Gomez would not have been sat on the sideline for months while fit.
Before he even
yeah. And then he only put him on as a right back. He didn't take Konate out, which is where we needed to, which is what the change we've been needing from the start of the season is he needed to go. And yet last season, he come in, Kwanzaa had a nightmare, takes him off at half time. Where's that? Why hasn't he got that bottle again? Where's that gone?
It's isn't it? The start of last season, if you made a mistake or you weren't playing very well, he'd swap and change. And I thought his changes and tactics last year at the start of the season, I quite liked it. Oh, he's got some nerve. Yeah. He's got some ball. Let's take him out. No. And did it work? It did work.
Yeah.
Also, Kwanzaa's an easier target than Konate. To take a kid out of the firing line and make an example of him is easier than taking out an established international, and your second, meant to be your second best central defender.
But he had, when Gomez was fit, Gomez sat there for nearly 2 months, didn't he, on the bench? He had the chance. You could have put Gomez in, and gone, you know what? Yeah, he's playing well. Kanate, you can sit there and learn, mate, and learn from not being an idiot and try a bit harder.
And there's less chance of Gomez getting injured at centre back than there is at right back because there's less running involved.
I don't believe that. I think Gomez can get injured at any back.
But there's less. He's running. It's less. It's less stress on the body, is what I'm saying. So
but I know I'm tongue in cheek, but I firmly believe that I love Joey Gomez more than anyone. I think he's been an absolute soldier for us, but his body can't take 2-3 games a week, and that's a fact. So I think he'd get injured playing consistently, regardless of what position you put him in. So he's had Leone's injury really did scupper us. I believe that wholeheartedly. Again, to say what we've said many times, he was looking really, really good. I think he would have been an addition to that centre back role quicker than if he'd been in. Obviously, hadn't been injured, he'd been in that team instead of Kanate. But listen, that's hindsight.
Can I just ask you why? The players, once they go over that whitewash, is that down to them more to change their own tactics rather than trying to play a system that's once? You're a professional footballer and you're an international. No, you get on the ball, you move that ball as quick as you want to. You don't say, I've got to play it slow because the manager wants me to play like this. A lot of it's got to be down to the players as well, They might be undermotivated or whatever, but once you go over that whitewash, it's down to the players. And I don't think the players are that fit enough to be doing the job,
The fitness is shocking. You can see it, can't you?
It was dropping last season.
It's going down with cramp every game at the moment.
Yeah, that should never happen.
It's safe to say, Chiesa won't start a game again for us.
But that's not on him because he wasn't as bad as people are rated like he was terrible, but he was involved in everything that we did good. He's both goal, he was his movement and work rate and his swapping around, his covering back. He actually had a decent game. He just tired out early because obviously he's not match fit because he never gets a fucking game.
Yeah. Sorry, to go back to your question, Billy, I think that would be insubordination though, wouldn't it? If they just change the tactics. That would be then he's completely lost the dressing room because that would be insubordination.
But they can't be enjoying it, Abid. They can't be enjoying playing like that after playing the successful teams, and they play in the international teams that play a far quicker, more effective system.
Yeah.
The players got to take it upon themselves to say, listen, sod him off. We're going to play how we should be playing, what we want to play, and I don't think it's as much down to Slot. It's tactics, but you've got to look at the players as well. They've got to get fitter and they've got to do more and be quicker on the ball and in transition. For me, anyway.
It annoys me that they don't do their own work in their own time, like Salah does. You can see Szoboszlai does it. You can see the difference in those two. Well, I don't see what stops other players from doing more. I really don't get it.
I completely agree on that. But why are they not doing that?
Because why would you? I mean, you're just it's because they play football for a living doesn't mean that it's a job. Like when you go to most people when they go to work, they do as much as they have to do, and that's it. Why would they do extra? You're not going to be paid anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
But you get win bonuses if you play, but if you win games, you get goal bonuses if you score goals.
The fitness coaches and the manager should be saying we need to get to this level so you can get win bonuses.
But what I'm saying, I understand that, but you've got to say also the squad can take responsibility, like at Bayern Munich. When Ancelotti was there with his son, Ancelotti was doing the fitness coaching there, and they said the the conditioning and strength and fitness work they were doing was so poor that they were meeting up in a local park round the corner from the ground after training together as a squad to do extra training on their own, off their own bat.
I don't think that's necessary. They should be going to the manager and saying, and the coach is saying, "Look, we're not fitting up. We need to do extra fit."
That's what they did. They went to Ancelotti and said, "We do, you know."
But I'm talking about Slot. They should be going up to Slot, the Liverpool squad, and saying, "Look, we're not fit enough."
They should be, but they should. But I still think you can't take.
A game. Surely the coaches are watching the games and going, "We look shit. We look absolutely on our in." Say 65, 75 minutes, we have players going down with cramp. They're professional footballers.
But these fitness coaches don't actually understand the actual conditioning of players anyway, clearly, because they argued with Klopp constantly. They constantly disagreed with Klopp pushing the players too hard, according to them. They said because he was and he was just wearing them out but then they admit that, like when the players are going at it, at the end of games and they're overrunning other teams by being fitter, they admit that actually training harder was better for the players, But then as soon as Klopp's gone, they want to do it their way instead of saying, no, you know what, Klopp had it right. So I don't understand it.
I like them to last 9 minutes.
And the irony is, in December we've got everybody's injured when they were doing it the easy way.
To try not to get them injured. It's ridiculous. You don't get injured by undertraining. You don't get injured, by overtraining. You get injured by undertraining. You get injured because you're not fit enough, not because you pushed yourself too hard. That never happens because your body simply will not allow itself to be pushed too hard. It will shut down before you could run too far. You know what I mean? Your legs would just give up on you in training if you're going too far. You literally cannot. There's always a little bit more left as well that the body holds back.
Let's have a quick word on Ekitike and Wirtz, because they were superb yesterday, I thought, and then we'll go on to some January transfer stuff. Billy,
I thought Wirtz played very well, especially first half. Thought he was the difference. It shouldn't be the only difference, but he was. Ekitike, he's always going to create chances. He's always going to give you a goal option. And them two were the best two players for Liverpool on the pitch, I think. And I thought they'd done well. I thought second half, Wirtz seemed to fade a bit. I don't know whether that's fitness or because he was put more on the left. But he did fade a little bit. But he's still, we all know he's a quality player.
Tris, Fraser?
I completely agree with the first half and that. But I think that Slot nullified Wirtz in the second half, and Kirkes. He just had him out on the left, and he never once got free again, did he? He was obviously asked to stay out on the left, which I think completely just changed our dynamic. It changed the speed. It just allowed Wolves to gain momentum. But when we played in the first half, I thought Wirtz, you could see how good he is, can't you? He was making a tick. The whole team were ticking with him. Ekitike was coming short, receiving it. And when you've got them two playing well, I think we'll play well. But the one thing I didn't grasp is why are all our 5 midfielders all in different positions every 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Gravenbach was brilliant last year, holding, wasn't he? 1 minute he was up the pitch, then Jones was back, then Jones was up, then McAllister was back.
Okay, yeah. So I thought they were both really good yesterday. Played well in the first half, second half, both of them, Ekitike started to look leggy as the half went on. Whereas Wirtz, his problem was just getting stuck on the left. I do not like him being pumped out to the left. He needs to be free. He just does not suit a restricted role. It never does. It never did suit him. At his best, it was when he was on the right and he was popping up in the middle. He was popping up everywhere for us yesterday, and in the second half, just wasted his potential. Then I really didn't enjoy seeing him like that. And he just, one thing I do love about him though is the hard work he puts in, getting back and chasing back. He never gives the opposition a moment's rest, does he? It's not just pressing up high; he'll also track back well as well.
Yeah.
Really impressive he is.
Why would he move? Go on, buddy.
Do you think the other players in there who are not playing well are not on the same wavelength as him?
Oh yeah.
And that's why he's standing out. Because Gravenberch is not playing well at all, hasn't played well all season for me. I'm not a big fan of Jones. I think he slows the game down far too much. I know people like him, not for me. And they don't seem to be on the same wavelength and play the ball at the same speed as he wants to go. And it's restricting him, I think, from being where he's very good at the moment to being exceptional. That's my point on Wirtz.
Yeah, you need to get the ball to him quicker, and they don't do that. Gravenberg's passing's not very good either, which is a problem for me. He can't pass the ball. It's why he should just sit back deep. You know, he's good at turning and getting go. You know, running with the ball, but then he just needs to lay it off simple. And the problem is, he tries to pick a clever pass. He never hits the target. He's an awful passer of the ball. Really is. So you just want him to just keep it simple, just lay it off. Turn, get into space, break the lines, draw someone to you, and then play a simple pass off to the side. You don't need to be, he doesn't need to play a great ball because he's not capable of it, in my opinion. He's just not a particularly great passer of the ball, unfortunately. Very good at other aspects, but that is something he really isn't good at.
Do you think then, Trist, is why we would need a pacey outlet for Wirtz to hit and then for the rest to get in? Because at the moment, there's no one for Wirtz to hit, is there, other than Ekitike?
Ekitike, yeah.
Yeah. And if he's not going down the channels, we've got no wingers, have we? We've got no pace.
Yeah, the only thing we can do then is we need Frimpong and Kirkes to be charging.
Kirkes.
Yeah, and that's what we need them to do. They need to be freed up. Fortunately, in the first half, they did that, and well, we saw the result. Frimpong getting past
100%. Yeah.
And that's what we need. We need that more. See, but the thing is, this is what we thought Slot was going to bring: is the fullbacks charging on and then cutting it back. Why has that not been in evidence up till now? But I don't understand.
It's when they were bombing forward, though. I know it was only Wolves, but Gravenberch and Jones also bombed, which just left us with Van Dijk and Konate.
That's my pet hate. I've been saying it all along. I like to see one player should always sit, at least one.
If they bomb, Jones and Gravy both drop back, and then we've got a stable platform. Because all they do, when our attacks broke down, what happened? They just played straight through us, and off they go. And that's Wolves. They haven't won a game.
Points. 2 points. They are definitely the worst team in Premier League history right now.
Worse than the whole team, yeah.
We made them look all right in the second half.
But I must say, when the commentator mentioned Mane, I got so glassy-eyed and sentimental because God, he's going to be a player, that kid. I thought he was good.
He played all right, didn't he, for a young kid?
For his debut, yeah. I think he'll improve. I think he'll be a player. I think it would be remiss not to talk about the set pieces because it's getting beyond farcical now. It's disturbing. It's shocking, and we just can't compete with the set pieces.
We can't even get a throw in to our own players. You know what I mean?
Offensively, we've got two problems. So I mean, the throw-ins obviously is one. I'm talking about like from corners and free kicks. I mean, it's not just that we don't compete very well and we're not the players aren't in the right areas to attack it, but the delivery's been appalling this season. Last season, McAllister, when we were having real trouble with them, McAllister swapped onto him about halfway through the season, and that was the one thing he did really well, was he was putting the dead balls in really well. He was delivering them into good areas. This season, even he's been appalling on it, and everybody else has been bad at it. Are they not practicing them or what? That's what I'm wondering.
Defensively, you've been lacking as well from set pieces, Chris. There seems no organisation in the middle to defend set pieces, long throw-ins or crosses to come in or corners. Liverpool look as though they might concede on every one of them.
It's
And it's just not good enough.
it's been a collective dereliction of duty with regards to the standards. They dropped so massively that you can only point the finger at one set of people. That's the coaching staff and the manager. You can't get that badly overnight. It just beggars belief. The players aren't that bad.
Nah, they're being asked something to do that they're not comfortable with, obviously, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or they don't understand. You know, they don't understand who they're supposed to be picking. I mean, you've still got McAllister still picking up the biggest player on the. You saw him picking up that Tolu yesterday. I mean, when are we going to learn that just doesn't work? It never worked. I don't understand why this has become a thing. I've seen it with quite a few teams doing the same thing, putting the smallest player to block off the biggest player on the opposition team. It makes no sense whatsoever. And why does nobody leave players up anymore? What's with everyone back? It just means you're all crowded in and everyone's in a mess and getting in each other's way. Leave a couple of players up and they've got to leave 3 players back.
It's getting annoying looking at McAllister lose the ball and then do his hair. He keeps doing this with his hair. I mean, it's a tick. I mean, it must be. It's every game.
Usually he
You
loses
do
the
it
ball
all
and
the
then he's
time,
rolling.
you know.
I know. McAllister's tick.
Yeah, but then he's usually rolling around the floor for 10 minutes first, pretending to be hurt after he's lost the ball. You forgot about that bit.
Yeah, but Billy, I've not got 52,000 people watching me. I've only got 4 of you. I can do what
I want. 4? Oh, there's only 3.
Oh, 4 including
Are you
me.
expecting somebody else to watch this? Come on, mate. The only
Your mum's
person who
watching,
ever no, she don't even watch these. The only person who ever watched it was Fraser, and we've got him on now, so he ain't gonna be fucking watching it either.
We've shot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah. We've just removed our audience. Seamus might watch.
Sponsorship?
Yeah, Seamus would have watched it, but he's not on it. So.
Yeah.
Is he going to go at the end of the season slot? Tell me that. Have Liverpool got to get rid of him at the end of the season? It's not going to be before. It's not going to be before.
I know this is, you may think this is hyperbole, guys. Billy, I honestly think if Alonso had got rid of Slot, Alonso would have got rid of Madrid would have got rid of Alonso. He'd have been manager now. I just don't see how that wouldn't have been. I mean, I don't want Alonso. I mean, that's I've gone on record to say that. But I do, to answer your question, I think he would have been Liverpool manager had he been out of a job.
Who is it you wanted?
Nagelsmann.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah,
Nagelsmann.
How about you, Fraser? Who would you? Do you think Slotfest is going to stay on, or do you think they get someone? And if they do, who would you want them to get?
I think he'll be gone at the end of the season. I just don't think it's the Liverpool way to do an interim. I just don't see what's the point of it. You know what? I just don't. The players will then be asked to play a different role for them to be changed again in 5 months' time.
Dalglish was an interim, wasn't
it? Dalglish came in, didn't he? But I think with Dalglish coming in, it was here comes the king. Everyone wanted to play for him. Completely different scenario, isn't it?
And we desperately had to change it. We had to change it then, didn't we?
Exactly.
Well.
The only one you
get
months would be Klopp, but that ain't going to happen, is it? Let's be honest. No. The players would straight into the heavy metal. Let's go for this for 6 months. You know what I mean? The fitness levels would have jumped up. That's never going to happen. So
who would you want, Fraser?
Pardon me?
Who would you want to come in for Slot?
I've already gone through this with Habib, and it would be Nagelsmann.
Nagelsmann as well, yeah.
I just really think the way he goes out, his tactics, the way he comes across, and what his players to do, they all seem to react for him. You know what I mean?
Not when he's ever had big egos to deal with.
But Liverpool haven't got massive egos to deal with, have they? Really?
You're joking. Van
No.
Dijk, the fact that he can't even take a tiniest bit of criticism without going on TV and having a go at them for criticising him.
Well,
There's a
who was you,
massive
Evan?
ego there.
someone
But
else
but
plays.
Alonso's not dealing with egos very well at Real Madrid.
No, exactly. Yeah, he's struggling there. But I think with Real Madrid's a special case because of the way they treat their players. They mollycoddle them and they put them ahead of a manager, whereas at Liverpool, we don't.
Who
The
would you have?
manager's the top of the tree. I still think Iriol is probably the best
Oh,
around,
that's right.
best
Yeah.
option. He plays the best football. I know he's struggling at the moment, everyone will say, but he's got injuries. He lost his entire back four basically in the summer. And the team he's got is that most of it is shit. The fact that they're,
I
they're
want you
not
to
in the
get
bottom.
David Moyes, I'll be
Oh,
honest
for
with you.
God's sake. Yeah.
I think he'd be a great fit for them
Yeah.
players you've got at the moment. I think he'd be a great fit.
You just want
David
rid of him,
Moyes
don't
probably
you?
wants to come to us. What about,
He
let's
wouldn't
talk
know what
about
to
transfer
do.
windows, guys. Let's talk about January transfer window. It seemed so hopeful a couple of weeks ago, but like Fraser said, the Semenyo links have gone cold. What do you think, guys? Are we going to sign anyone?
I still think they'll try
No.
and get a centre back.
I think it'll be a centre back. I don't see anything else, to be honest. I'd love a really pacey winger, but again, Semenyo is the only one that stuck out to me. You've got rumours of Barcola, but again, he's very lightweight. Would he do it in the Premier League? He'd probably be picked up and chucked over the stadium, wouldn't he, in seconds?
He's too in and out of games for me.
He's unproven, isn't he? I'd like someone who can play week in, week out in the Premier League, and the only one that stands out is Semenyo at the moment, isn't it? You know,
And with his work rate as well.
Yeah,
100%.
that's the thing.
Yeah, we need a grafter. Nobody's working hard at all.
Yeah, well, that's why I think it makes such a big difference having Wirtz and Chiesa together. On the, I know people are saying Chiesa, but his work rate on his tracking back, he was chasing back when we lost the ball and winning it back deep in our own half and stuff. And I think it makes a huge difference to the team having a hard work and wing, especially when you
do, Tristan.
Hmm?
Well, what did Luis Diaz used to do for us?
Oh, exactly. And Salah, and Mane, and they used to track back and work back and that. And Firmino used to do it and that. We're missing that. We're missing the hard graft from the players. Until you watch, McAllister doesn't even bother. He throws himself into it, tries to foul them, and if he doesn't bring them down, he just gives up and he just jogs back. And Jones might try and get back, but he's just not mobile enough to really trace. And Gravenberch, half the time, he's just strolling around, isn't he? He's got himself so far up the pitch.
Position, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
but it's too late.
So would Semenyo be an impact player for this season, or would he be somebody that could benefit us in seasons to come on a 4-year, 5-year contract?
Long term, definitely.
Long term,
he would.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he could play anywhere across the front, and he's good anywhere across the front. And he's a hard grafter.
Yeah,
and he works hard constantly in improving himself. Not just he not just does it, at the game. You know what I mean? With like I was talking about, where he's one of those that he goes away and works on his game as well on his own. He does extra work, or did. I don't know. Obviously, so I'm assuming he still does from what I've heard. That is something that makes a huge difference. The greats do more work hard to be great. They don't. Some might, then coast when they get into that position. But a player like him that's had to earn his way up, they're worth the weight in gold when they reach there because they carry on grafting. You know what I mean? They don't just think it's done.
He'd be welcomed with open arms by the fans, I think, at Liverpool, because nobody's. I mean, maybe he ups the level of the work rate of the Liverpool players if he comes. I don't know, but that's the big question. Is he going to City? It seems as if he's going to City. I don't know. What do you think?
I think he'll go to City. All points to Semenyo going to City, but he was supposed to come to Liverpool, so you don't really know. As a matter of fact, that he'll go there. But he'd be a great signing for Liverpool, no doubt about it.
We've done nothing about getting him, so we can't tell. You know, I mean,
just sounds like we dawdled about, doesn't it? Again,
but maybe we don't want him. That's
I
why
just
we
don't think
didn't.
they're looking at buying a winger this January. I mean,
They are.
I know. I don't think they are. I think they're just looking at a centre back, and that's it.
Wow.
I think that's
I'm speechless.
Needs a centre. I mean, it is the absolute outright priority because it doesn't matter how good your forwards are if Konate's at the back giving them 4 chances a game. I mean, how many times did he mess up in the first half? I think it was 3 times. I think I counted him giving the ball away, or just throwing himself about nowhere near the ball and letting somebody go past him and stuff. He's just a liability.
Do you think one defender eradicates those mistakes? Obviously, because if he comes in, a defender comes in, it's not guaranteed he won't make mistakes, right?
No,
so
he's not going to make as many as Konate, and he's not going to be so bad. Nobody could be. I don't think I've seen a worse performing centre back in the Premier League that I can remember in the last, since that I can remember watching. Not one. I've seen some really bad ones, but Konate's performances, especially considering the level we know he can attain, just so bad this season. And you can see he's not playing for the shirt.
I don't trust our forward line and our midfield enough to, if we get that defender, I just don't think we're good enough to go on a run and to certainly win the Champions League. We should still, that's what the focus should be, is the Champions League, one-off games where we can beat anybody, I suppose, given that we buy a defender and somebody like a Semenyo. It's feasible we win the Champions League.
Yeah, I don't think it's likely though.
No,
I don't think we're quite good. We're just not really good enough. But then we weren't in 2005. We were nowhere near good enough then. We won.
Yeah, but we had Rafa in 2005. It's a different. He's actually,
and the players' attitude is a big difference as well. They wanted it. You know what I mean? They were desperate to win. Right? So I don't see that. You know, they're not. They wouldn't run themselves into the ground. This bunch, I don't think. Some would, but most of them wouldn't.
That cup run was Steven Gerrard, Jamie Carragher working their socks off. Even Neil Mellor, Cinema Pongo, Letelic. You know, there was some. I think. Well, who else was that? Who else was in that team?
Xabi Alonso was.
Xabi Alonso.
I mean, even Jimmy Traore turned up for the final. Didn't make any mistakes. You know,
but like it was underpinned by hard work, like you said. There isn't any in this squad.
No. Well, you saw Gakpo come on yesterday? He came on and he was just lethargic, wasn't he? If I came on with 10 minutes to go, you just run yourself into the ground, wouldn't you? Or would you not?
For me, the biggest problem is the lack of bite, though. We had players like Hamann, Gerrard. They would throw themselves into a tackle. Carragher, which is, he wasn't the greatest centre-back in the world, nothing like it. But what he had was heart. Yeah, and he would always throw himself into everything. And that was...
Again, it's passion, Tristan. You know? Just pure passion. That's all we are as a fan. You go out there and you put your body on the line. You know? If you go out there and put your body on the line... What player goes into a 50-50 tackle with us at the moment and you think we're going to win it? Not many.
Not many at all, no.
They bottle it,
do we? I can't think of one. I don't think any of them do. Kirkes, I think, does, to be fair. Kirkes, I'd say, does. He throws himself into everything. He plays like a fan on the pitch, to be fair. It can turn into a bit of an headless chicken because he's not,
rash, but he's given his all, isn't he?
Yeah. Simicast did the same, but obviously he's gone for the season.
So before we go, boys, can I just ask where you think Liverpool finish this year? Realistically. I did say realistically, Abbott.
There's no way they're getting that many points, even if this season had another 50 games, they're still not getting that many points. That's the thing with Wolves. There's only us that we're going to let them score.
That's a great question, Billy.
I think it's easy. I think we're top 4 easy. I don't think it'll be a problem. Maybe even top 3, because the Premier League's that weak.
Is it? What about you? Where do you see them finishing?
Between 4th and 6th. If we carry on playing like this, you know what I mean? If suddenly he swaps the tactics, we could go on a little run. But at the moment, the defence, I think, is massively weak, isn't it? Every time a team attacks, you just get worried. And
they're awful.
It's terrible. You know, like yesterday, Wolves have got no attackers or anything, and they still manage to make us nervous and look bad. And that's a team that hasn't won a game.
How about you, Abed? Where do you see them finishing?
If we get 2 players in, I think we could finish 2nd. And if we don't get any players, it's anybody's guess. 4th to 6th, like Fraser.
Yes, it's Russian roulette, isn't it? That 4th place.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I think the only real other, the top 3 obviously at the
Chelsea,
moment.
got as well.
But I don't think Chelsea or Man United are that good. I don't think they're that strong to continue it over the season. They'll have good results and they'll have bad results. They're very inconsistent. So I think I think top 4 should be easily attainable.
We just get bad results.
Even be a problem. It's just so long as we keep, we play better. We keep getting the results.
But that's dependent on Chelsea, Man United strengthening in January. If they strengthen,
Well, they're not going to strengthen much because Maresca's already signed with Jorge Mendes, so he's got. Jorge Mendes is, he's definitely looking to leave. He's obviously had enough of the sport, working with their sporting directors who only want to buy kids because he wants experienced players. And at Man United, well, they're not going to spend much because they're constricted until next season's PSL. The change to the squad. The squad.
They're 1 in, 1 out, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, until the change to the way it's being figured out in the summer. Then they'll be able to spend fine then, but until then, they're kind of constricted. So I think they'll wait, keep their powder dry, and just make do. They might buy 1 or 2, but nothing much. To be honest, it's difficult.
Boys, I'm going to have to love you and leave you.